Hello, welcome to this presentation about booking a hotel anywhere. So this is about winning business, and this is how you do it. So it doesn't involve the website so much, hotels.tv, or your destination, or even a private booking area. What I want to show you is the foundation to adding value to that particular customer or client that needs that booking. And I'm going to relay a situation that I did only just yesterday and show you exactly how it's done. Now, I got a contact with a client who needs to go to New York. They have clients in New York who are in the fashion industry. They look for particular sites to have TV commercials and things like that. Now, that lead has come through an agency. So initially, to find these, it's a case of contacting agencies, whether it's production agencies or advertising agencies or anyone who needs a particular venue. Now, what these guys do is they take 10 or 15 models, they put them in a studio and they shoot, but in the middle of New York, they also need accommodation or an apartment. So I said to them, okay, I said, well, what are you looking for? First of all, I had to find out. And then what I had to do was justify my position of why I should be helping them. And what I said to them is that, look, I'm going to take all the work off your hands. They are too busy putting this set together and getting the production team in and everything else. Why are they bothering with the hotel accommodation? They don't pay me. I get paid by the hotels, and my interest is to keep the client long time. That means that I don't want to rip them off. I don't want to give them high rates so they don't come back. I want to make sure I get the best deal possible. And because I do this job for a living, I'm going to really push the hotels and promise them future business. And that's the thing I can do. Potentially, whoever I get to work with in New York becomes a partner hotel, and I'm going to work with them forevermore. As a select group of hotels in New York. So it's going to work out really well for the hotel, and it's going to work out for the client, because the client is just not getting valued with the hotel from their potential of their booking. They're also actually getting valued with the future potential of my bookings that I can do in New York City. So it's an exciting opportunity for all of us. Also, the type of clients these are, they will be spending money in the hotel. So I've got to relay that to the hotel. And I've got to push this hotel to make sure I get them the best value. And how do I also get the best value? I Google the hotels that I'm interested in, and then I compare them to Booking.com, and I compare them to Expedia, and I compare them to their own website as well. You know, that's also very, very important, is that when I contact the hotel, I know what the hell I'm talking about. So when they come back to me with a particular rate, I can go, well, actually, I don't want to look like an idiot in front of my client. How can I present that price? What I need is this price. And while you're at it, I want to get this. What I'm doing is I'm building a competitive advantage. I'm not telling this particular hotel that they're the only one I'm interested in. I'm telling them that I've got 2 or 3 or 4 other hotels that the client is interested in. And I'm not going to tell them who the client is yet, other than that they're in the fashion industry. But now they know I'm the main point of contact. I'm looking at a number of hotels. I need a good deal. Now, I know, let me take you in, I suppose, and let me show you how it panned out. The client came back to me and said they're interested in the Wythe Hotel, which is in Brooklyn. They're interested in the Standard Hotel, which is in the Meatpacking District. And they're interested in Tribeca Grand. And Tribeca's around the city. It's kind of around the World Trade Center type area. If you don't know this stuff about your city, learn it. If you still don't know, I'm sitting here in London, yet I'm doing this booking in New York as if I'm in New York. I Google it. I research the website. I have an idea. I've been to New York, so I have an idea of where things are and what things are. I read reviews. I do everything within minutes of getting the inquiry, so I'm now familiar with what's going on. And then I contact the hotel. So I contact the Standard, and because it's 12 rooms over about 10 nights or so, so it's around 90 to 120 room nights. It's a decent booking. It's not handled by their reservations department. It's actually handled by their sales department. Now, I don't want to just speak to any particular salesperson. I want to speak to the director of sales, or I want to speak to the revenue manager. I want to get everyone involved, and I want to make sure they value me and they value my clients. So when they say to you, okay, well, I've just got to refer this to my director of sales, they'll send you an email. What are your details? What are you looking for? That's not good enough. The reason it's not good enough because you're not speaking to the decision maker. So the first thing you should do, if that price comes back emailed to you, don't even look at the price. You just go back and refuse it. Say, I'm sorry, I need to talk to someone. I don't think you quite understand. You need to push these hotels. You need to get very pushy. The people who push the most get the best deal, and the clients will love you forever and never use anyone else. If the client just wanted any old rate, they would have just called the hotel and got any old rate. But they're coming to you because you can provide the value, take the work off. They know it's a negotiation with these hotels. They just don't know how to negotiate with these hotels. So, a couple of important points is the first thing you do when you get a rate back from the hotel is compare it. So what you want to do is you want to go on and you want to put the same dates in. Okay, and we're gonna search here we don't even have to do it exactly. We just do it broadly because we can always change the number of rooms later. So there you go. There's the 29th of July to the 7th of August. It's a 9-night stay. Now I know I'll give you a look at the actual booking. Okay, this is the actual booking. Okay, so I've got stays here from the 30th to the 7th, from the 31st to the 9th, from the 1st to the 9th. So, some are 7 nights, 8, 9, 9 nights, but I'm just going to generalize here. I'm not going to get specific. There's no point me sending my whole room list to these people right now. I'm in a point of negotiation. I'm being a little bit reserved. I'm holding back, but I'm promising them that this is a quality client. This is in production. This is in fashion. I'm bigging them up. I'm making the hotels want this sort of business, not just once, but the fact that I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis with them as well. So what I now want to do is I now want to go into the Tribeca Grand, and I want to go into the Standard, and I want to go into the Elysium. I'm only going to use the Tribeca Grand, and I'm going to have a look at these rates. Now I know over the phone, the hotel came back and quoted me $369 a night per room. Okay, $369. Now that's all fine and well, but I don't know if that's good value or not good value, so I'm going to compare it. So I go on to booking.com initially, and remember these are really only built around 1-night stays. They're not for groups. It's a lot different when you're booking a group to if you're just booking one night. They won't be on the same floor together. They might end up in different room categories, but they might even get a lower rate booking it individually, but we don't want them to do that. So what we want to do is create this value. So it's a city view room. So there's the deluxe room, 9 nights, $1,824. So let's look at that, 1,824 for the whole 9 nights. So let's divide that by 9. That comes out at £202. Now we know the exchange rate is 1.55. Call it 1.6 times 1.6. That is a rate of $324 a night plus tax. Now remember, I was quoted $369 plus tax. All right, so now, okay, I don't want to be a mug, but now I'm more informed. So before I do anything with this hotel, I can now go back to them and I can argue that rate. But before I do that, I'm also going to check Expedia. So I go onto Expedia, or I could go onto the hotel's own website, and I get theirs. So I've actually looked at this. This is the same room category. Let's have a look. The City View room, City View, which is here. 2536. 2536 divided by 9 equals 281 times 1.6 exchange rate is 450. So have a look at that. The Expedia rate is $450 for this room. The Booking.com rate is $324. Massive difference. So that's all well and good, But I've been quoted $369, which is in the middle of the two, but I'm still not happy with that. I'm valuing my client. So I've gone back to the hotel. I know my client would like, they're not expecting it, but they would like, because of the questions I asked them, they would like breakfast included and free Wi-Fi. Now, I've already found out that Wi-Fi is free at the hotel. All right, so I'm not going to throw that in because that would be lying. It's already, as you can see here, it's free internet, which is great. But the breakfast is really important. So I'm going to use the breakfast as a bargaining tool, and I'm going to go back to them and say, and this is what I did. I went back and said, I want $320 per night, and I want breakfast included. And if they can do that, I will get the client's credit card and I will book that today with them. All right, so now there's the incentive. They're very excited. They're going to get a booking. I will choose them now. Don't forget the other two hotels. And I don't always name those hotels. But on this occasion, I said, look, we're looking at a few hotels. One of them is also the Standard. One of them is the Wythe. And I know they're very comparative on price. And I said to them, the Standard has given me excellent rates. The Standard actually did. The Standard sales manager who I spoke to, he's the nationwide sales manager for the Standard. He actually gave me better rates than you will get anywhere because he really values. I built up a very quick relationship with him. We chatted about the industry. He happens to also be Australian. So I found points of connection with him. And that enabled me to really get $299, which is amazing. And he wants our business for the future. Not just interested in this one client. He wants me to use them as a favored hotel. He loves the look and feel of the website. He loves the video stuff that they're interested in. They're a sexy boutique hotel group. Our site really suits them, and they love these groups and events and fashion and film and TV and that sort of industry. So I've made him really excited about what we do. However, the location is not right for the client, so I know that. So I know the Tribeca is the right one. I know where they're shooting is around the corner, but I haven't told the hotel that. What I've said to the Tribeca is that we have to secure the hotel accommodation, and then we have to fix the shoot. So they don't feel that I'm already committed to the area, if that makes sense. I want to play this into a really good position where they're competing and they feel like they're competing with a couple of other hotels and they have to fight for this piece of business because it's good quality business. They love working with these production houses. So, Booking.com is $324. We're $369 and Expedia's $450. Let's get rid of Expedia. So now I've gone back to them and said, I want $320 and I want breakfast included, blah, blah, blah. So they've said, okay. I said, I know Booking.com is showing rates for you at $324. I said, I can't go back to my client and they can go and shop me around. That's not good business. You know, I'm really working hard for you. I'm bringing you a group that's going to spend money in the hotel and I'm going to do lots of future business with you. I can't be then uncompetitive on the rate side. So I'm going to have to go and look at these other hotels unless you can offer me something else. So I need $320 and I need breakfast. So they've come back to me and said, look, that is only a limited amount of rooms that they have available for the Tribeca Grand. If I go back to here, okay, at these particular rates, which I know to book 12 rooms over that type of period, the hotels don't often have the same rate as if you booked one room for a couple of nights. Okay, it doesn't normally happen that way. So I realize what they're saying is true, but I've got some leverage with them. I've found a point of bargaining with these hotels to say, okay, that is my point that I can go in on. She's then said, okay, I need to go and speak. She is the director of sales, but she said she now needs to speak to the revenue manager of the hotel to see what's happened with those rates. This is perfect. I'm now dealing with the two main decision makers. So I'm not just dealing with someone employed to take inquiries in their sales department, okay, let alone the reservations department. I'm now dealing with the people who make and break the decisions based around rate. So they've come back to me with a rate that is now $325 a night plus tax. plus $20 for breakfast. Okay, now I can live with that to go back to my client because I know that that's a very, very good deal. You know, if one room can be $324, $325 on booking.com, I know the capacity for them through that to actually do 12 rooms is very difficult. So to get that the same rate, and on booking.com, they're quoting breakfast at about $40, and I'm only quoting it at $20, which is good. But also, I found out a little bit more insider information that when you book their continental breakfast, which is what that is, but if you have it in their lobby restaurant, you automatically can access the American buffet. Now, these are all models, supermodels. I don't know if they want to go and eat, you know, fried bacon and things like that in the morning. They may do. They may want access to the other goods. But what I can do is give them a bit of an insider tip to say this is unofficial, but if your models go down and they want to sit and eat in there, they could be included into the American buffet, included in the price anyway. And that would normally be upwards of kind of $40. So these are insider bits of information. I'm also working with the hotel for other things. Now, I've taken this back to the client. The client's very, very happy and they're ready to book. This is a $31,000 booking. Okay, so the commission on this, for this, if you have a look at this particular rate, if you can see that, okay, this, through this one booking. Now remember, this has got nothing to do with our website. This is just you showing the website for credibility. They can see that you're an agent, but now they need this real one-to-one local expertise. I'm not even there and I can do it. Local expertise. It's 98 room nights. It's $31,000 in revenue to this hotel at a 10% commission. So this is $3,136 in commission, and it's taken me an hour or maybe 2 hours work to really put this together. Okay, and it's really valued by the client because they didn't want to do this, they got other things to do. Now, the other thing is the hotel's come back and said to me, okay, the cancellation policy is within 30 days, it's 100%. So there is no cancellation policy. And I've said, ooh, I've gone back to I haven't even talked to the client yet, but I know a non-cancelable stay doesn't encourage someone to book then and there if I want to try and get a credit card off them to make this booking and get them into the system. I need some sort of leeway on a cancellation policy. So I've gone back to my contact and I said, look, that's all great, thanks for the rate, but the cancellation policy, non-refundable, I can't really do that. And she came back straight away and she said, okay, what about 10 days? So 10 days prior to the arrival, it's 100% non-cancelable. But right now, that between now and then gives us, 19 days. So it gives them a good couple of weeks to be able to position themselves, to change their mind, add and delete a couple of rooms without having cancellation charges. I've gone back to the client. So now I've negotiated the breakfast, I've negotiated the rate down to $325, not $320, and I've got them good rate for breakfast, and also I've got them an even better cancellation policy. So don't underplay the cancellation policy. You know, that's really, really important as well, especially when you're dealing with groups. They come under a different setup. When you're block booking 12 rooms at a time, it's different to doing one room at a time. You know, so they can't just all of a sudden 2 days out you release 12 rooms because the client wants to cancel. It's not fair on the hotel. So there's got to be a bit of give and take, but you've been able to negotiate a great deal because you've promised, and well, not promised, but because you've encouraged them with future bookings that you can do with them and you want to partner with them. And you've been very excited, but you've also been quite pushy with them to get the rate because you're representing your client. And you can always apologize through the process. Say, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I've got to do this to you, and I'm sorry I've got to push. I want you guys to make some money, but I want to get this booked. You know, otherwise these people are going to go and book with this hotel or this hotel. Now, I'd like them to stay with you, and if we can do this right, I think it's the right choice, and I'm going to recommend this, and I'll hopefully get a credit card to secure this today. But I need this rate, and I need this breakfast price, and I need this cancellation policy. Build up some urgency so they're working fast for you. Say, otherwise they're going to make a decision on one of the other hotels. Please let me know. So you get all excited about it, and guess what? The hotel comes back, they talk to their powers that be, they consult everyone, they want this piece of business, they know it's good business, they know it's future business, it's the right client for them that'll spend money in the hotel, and the client is over the moon because you've just saved them. So if we look at that, and we look at 98 room nights, I've just actually saved them 369 minus 325, $44 a night, okay, plus the $10 per day on the breakfast. I've saved them $54 a night, okay, times 98 room nights. I've just saved them $5,292 on that booking, and I've got them a better cancellation policy. So what you need to do is then tell them about it. Was that worth $3,000 in commission? You bet it was. These people are ahead. Now they feel satisfied, they've got a decent rate, and they've got a partner that has just done all the work and used their ability in the industry, their buying power in the industry, to really work for the client. So anyway, that's it. When I'm done and I'm finished, then I go into the website, into our admin system, and I will then add the booking in so that it gets invoiced. And I will do that by adding them as a customer into the customer slot, and I will then add the hotel in if it's not already in, and I'll probably do it just for the sake of entering into system. I will actually enter it as a private booking area or a corporate extranet, so I will enter it as that under their name, and then I'll upload the rates and availability that I've secured, and then I'll go and process it through the customer screen, and it automatically gets invoiced by the hotel at the end of the month. And from that screen I can then send the email out to the hotel just with the official confirmation, and I can send the email confirmation directly out to the client. I know it's in the system, I've double checked it into the incomplete screen, everything's done, client's happy, and maybe I'll make a couple of phone calls closer to the date to make sure everything's going well. And I'll follow up for new business. Where else are they going? What else are they doing? So this is me using the system. It's using the credibility of the website and showing that, you know, this is what we do, and we specialize in helping these people by giving that local experience and that personalized service. That's me comparing it to all the different prices out on the market and really working hard and negotiating hard with partner hotels to set up future opportunities. And now I know the director of sales and the revenue manager at the Tribeca Grand. I know the director of sales globally for the Standard hotels, and I know the director of sales for the Wythe Hotel. 3 amazing hotels, one a hotel group which I know is in LA and lots of other places. Fantastic. And these people are also connected to lots of other hotels which they've worked for in the past and can recommend me in. And once we deliver this nice piece of business, then they're going to be all over us with future rates. But negotiate hard with them, get cheeky, get personal, you know, do whatever you have to do to win that business. And for the client, don't forget them, pitch the cancellation policy. I've done this deal for you. I need to get it done. I need a credit card against it. And we need to get it. You've got a cancellation policy for 10 days or 20 days, but I need to get it into the system to show faith to get these rates. You're working both sides, and guess what happens? At the end of the day, you walk away with $3,100 in commission. Thanks for watching.